All right, so today it's going to be all about transplanting. As you can see behind me, there's two stages really. On my right, this is our personal garden stuff. We got peppers and tomatoes further on down. They're pretty advanced. They can go in, but there will be some stuff that we won't be able to transplant today, like this passiflora here on my left. It needs a little bit more time in the greenhouse. So we're not going to be able to do everything, but we're going to try to do as much as possible, because as fun as it is to have a greenhouse, especially in late March and early April when you could come in and it's warm and you see green for the first time in a few months, it does lose its charm pretty quickly because it is labor intensive to keep these things watered and keep them alive. So it is a big rush to get them out. Also, once they're out in the full sun in the field, they'll really start to take shape. So we're going to do that today. All the beds are already made. Everything's taken care of. If you want to see how I make my beds and all that process, I go through it in last week's video when I seeded the burdocks. So I thought I would spare you watching me make beds twice, so you can check out that video if you like. But right now we're going to go outside because we have some flats on the wagon that we will be transplanting today, and we'll just go through those. So these transplants have been outside for a while, and what we do is we transition from in the greenhouse to out here in the wagon to kind of harden them and get them used to being outdoors because it's slightly colder. So this is what we're going to be doing first. Now we got echinacea, we have lemon catnip, there's calendula over there, and we got marshmallow, valerian, and some blue vervain. Really excited about the valerian. We haven't had it in a while because we've had problems with seeds, buying seeds, but it wasn't until we started harvesting our own that we had real good results, so that's good. So this is what we're going to be doing, and then once we free up the space on this wagon, we'll be able to take some more out for the next round of transplanting. These need to get a thorough watering first because we want to put them in soaked. While that's happening, I'm going to go into the machine shed and set up the transplanter. So this handy little fellow here has multiple purposes. Right now it is set up with our bed maker on because obviously I just finished making beds, but this frame that it sits on actually houses different machines. So you know, we do subsoiling with this, we do the bed making, and then the transplanter hooks up to this. What I need to do is remove these I don't know, 8 bolts, 9, 10, 11, 12 bolts, and then this should just lift off of the frame, and then I'll be able to set it up with the transplanter, which is another 8 bolts. Super easy, huh? It would be super easy if they weren't 20 years old or more, actually. 30 years old. Oh God, I'm so old. Anyway, hopefully everything goes smooth. I've kind of got a system now over the years that that works. It's still going to be a pain, but we'll get to this and then we'll be ready to go out and put some plants in the ground. All right, that about does it for today. It is really hot right now, so I don't want to put any more transplants in the ground because they're just going to go into shock and we don't want that. But we did do a lot of work. It's always a race at this time because now this wagon is empty, and that means that there's just that much less that we have to water twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day. It's just really labor intensive. But we do still have a greenhouse full of plants which will transition out here where they'll get used to the outdoor temperatures, and then eventually we will just repeat it all over again and put them in the ground. So this time of year is always it's always a lot of work, but we're racing to have a little bit of time off before the weeding starts. So as I look at this empty wagon, I can enjoy the work that I did, but I know that I'm just gonna turn my head for a second and it's gonna be full again. So that's the name of the game. See you next time.